Harold, you'd better get going. Those people are going to need medical attention. Start.
Understood, Doctor.
Are you able to move Thomas? We're going to need to start investigating the accident scene.
We don't know how badly he's damaged, Sergeant. Percy will have to pull him clear when he gets back.
Right. Constable, you'd better start rounding up witnesses. The safety directorate's going to need to know what happened.
Yes, sir.
Easy does it, Percy. We don't want to disturb the accident scene.
Certainly there are always those premonitions of danger and adversity. It is the natural course of life. Sometimes our comeuppance is well-deserved, but the key is to learn from our mistakes. The only way the future can be changed is if we reflect on the past and make amends. Oh, sure, sometimes we can make a mess of things in the process, but even a ship lost at sea can find its way home again. There's a hero in all of us, and redemption is very, very possible. We just have to keep our smoke plumes high and face the horizon. View danger head on and go down fighting. To find fulfillment, you must be willing to look for it, and sometimes the answer may have been right in front of you all along. Live and let live, improvise, and you'll always find your way home. We all have good intentions, but if something goes awry, we can always count on our friends to keep us in good company. We may have some losses along the way, but when we have each other, we cannot be broken. We recognize our limitations so we can maximize our potential. And besides, failure is really up to interpretation, isn't it? What appears to be an accident may actually be a new beginning. A rendezvous with disaster is inevitable, but when there's a will, oh yes, there's a way. You might say our hopes have gone up in smoke, but even the most unlikely source can accomplish something magnificent. We live each day as it comes, seizing every single moment. So we will live to fight another day.
Probably the most clever thing they could have done. They took the actual Audrey dialogue, written as is, and put a different spin on it, which still stays faithful to the original story, and at the same time embraces the cowardly Henry persona.
Once an engine attached to a train was afraid of a few drops of rain. Was afraid of a few drops of rain. Was afraid of a few drops of rain.
Afraid. I mean, Audrey himself said Henry was afraid of the rain, right? Right?
No.
Now,
that night, Oliver couldn't sleep. He could only think of the mainland engines arriving and forcing his friends into the scrapyard for eternity. "You seem worried, Mr. Oliver," said Toad. "What's the matter?" "Oh, it's nothing," he replied. "Go back to sleep, Toad." "Frankly, I can't sleep either. I've been thinking about our time in the scrapyard all those years ago. We would have never made it out if it hadn't been for Mr. Douglas." "Yes," agreed Oliver. "He was our saving grace that night. We were very fortunate that he ran into us." "You see, Mr. Oliver, there's engines who need help like that everywhere. Even our good friend Ben is in peril. I'm positive Sir Topham Hatt will do something to save him, but
and let's start from here. I'm gonna go full throttle. We're allowed to tap the brakes, but I'm just trying to see how far I can go without crashing into a car. Right, let's set off. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh, okay. Oh no, bad start! Oh no! Bad start. Okay, that was a bad one. The question is, where the fuck is my car gone? Oh, we've killed this guy. He's gone. He's dead. Where is my car? I can't see it anywhere for the life of me. I think it might have just did. Oh no, there we go, there we go. Okay, that was a weird trajectory. I hit the tree, and my guy got flung up into the tree, and then the car got parked here. Right, let's try that again. Hopefully, we'll find a bit more success on the second attempt.
Oh look, there's an unrealistically sharp bend up ahead. What could possibly go?
Oh my goodness!
Ow! Ugh.
Well, I guess whichever one scares us the most is the most intimidating.
Well, I guess that speech that the new one made in the dark is creepy in its own right. But the new one has the mind of a sociopath, which is very psychologically terrifying. But the new one has a more developed past, allowing her to... Okay, she wins! God, that look is scary.
Some people just can't handle a good old-fashioned death glare.
You whore!
Remember, I can point just as hard as you.
Yeah, we seem to have unbelievable power with this, don't we?
Never forget.
Anyway, now the focus shifts to now Mark Webber. He's a couple seconds up the road. He's on the straight there, just 3 or 4 seconds up the road. He's got to negotiate one more corner in this Grand Prix, but he's going to be slipping and sliding like crazy. I'm going to try and push as hard as I can just to catch him, because I'm going to be the one who has all the momentum and all the grip coming into this final corner. He's still a couple of seconds up the road, but if he has poor traction out of this corner, we might be able to catch him. But look at that, Webber, he's actually going slowly. Can we actually catch him coming up to the line? Oh my god, we've won the race!
There are a lot of rumors flying around about Andy's dad, like he wasn't included because at the time it was difficult to render humans and it would have been too time consuming, or that he just wasn't relevant to the plot so they didn't include it. But I disagree. I actually think Andy's dad is crucial to the plot, and his involvement, or well, lack thereof, may be the reason most of the events in the movie are even happening at all. So what happened to him? Well, to me there are 2 obvious explanations. One, that he died, or 2, that the parents are divorced, or at least separated. Personally, I don't think he died, and actually I think it was a pretty messy divorce, or else that he just straight up walked out on the rest of his family. I mean, just look at the photos on the wall as Woody slides down the stairs, or on the mantle here. There's plenty of Andy, but none of a potential father figure. I mean, if he died, you'd think they'd keep them up just for like memory's sake, right?
And the lights are going to go off now, and shock, it's all pretty much the same at the moment apart from a bigger gear number and, well, just bigger everything really. They've kind of just increased the size of the letters and the numbers, and have a look at this. Look, he overtakes 4 people and he shakes his head because he didn't think that was an illegal overtake. I just had to play that about 7 times. What an imbecile this guy is. The fact that IGN have managed to get this plonker out of every person they could have chosen in the world. They chose one of the worst people at F1 2014. I think Jess could actually do better here.